This is video number 5 for my upcycled jewelry into what? Into Christmas ornaments. Large Christmas ornaments for a large tree. Last year it was mini for a little 2-foot tree. This year the ornaments will work on any size tree. By the way, how tall is your Christmas tree? I think ours is about 7 feet. Anyway, if this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I'm Vicki with Avante Jewelry, and we are going to upcycle some pre-owned, possibly thrifted, almost always thrifted, jewelry into Christmas ornaments, beaded Christmas ornaments. So let's take a look at the necklace that we're going to work with, and then we'll get started. Let's see what we can come up with this necklace with a variety of beads, variety of shapes and colors. And then I have a couple of different options here for these acrylic beads. Acrylic ornaments, but I see them as beads. So let's take the necklace apart.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay.
This is what we have to work with. We're going to be using our 18 gauge wire again, and you can use gold or silver, whatever you prefer. Because I'm thinking about adding one of these components at the top and one at the bottom, we're not going to need a lot of wire or a lot of beads. So I think I'll measure out about 5 inches. And I'm just going to make, well, I'll do one before I cut the wire just to make sure. And as I said, I'm thinking about incorporating some of these components. So I'm going to go ahead and take this apart. Well, I'll get that off here and be right back. Let's separate these two so we can use this one for the top. And this wire that they used feels like it's 18 gauge, might even be 16. It's pretty heavy. Let's take our wire and let's go ahead and attach it here. How are we going to do that? We're going to make a loop, and you can flush cut it or not flush cut it, whatever you want. Flush cutting it means using the back or the bottom of our flush cutters. Going to make a loop, just kind of halfway, wires flush, roll it back, close it up, and we can attach these two right here. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's open it sideways and attach it, because this is going to be our top. And you don't have to use these. You could just use all beads. I'm just using these as another idea, but you can most certainly just put a bead at the top with a loop at the top and the bottom. Now I'm seeing that this original loop on here is bent over quite a bit, so I'm going to straighten that up and close it up. It's not actually round, but again, this part is going on the tree branch. So that's our start. Now I think what I want to do with these beads is start with the largest beads that I can at the top, and then taper down to small beads. I don't know about you, but I think the beads from this necklace would look beautiful as Victorian ornaments. What style of Christmas tree do you have? How do you decorate your Christmas tree? And do you decorate with the same style every year? I have about 3 different ways that I decorate our Christmas tree, and I rotate it. But these particular beads, I think they would look gorgeous on a Victorian tree. Although I'll probably work this one in somewhere. And I'm just going to randomly string these. You know, some of these plastic beads have these hard pieces, you know, from the molding. I don't even know if you can see that here. Just take some nail clippers and clip it off. I'm going to do it over my trash can. There. You know, these are not expensive beads. What else can we do? I would like to have a variety. And as far as I'm concerned, all 3 that we're going to make here can be completely different. I don't know. I've got 3 of these. Maybe I should have put one of those at the top since I've got 3. Don't have to put them in the same order. Just trying to fill up the length of the wire. And there are these little round beads, but I'm probably not going to use those. Okay, what do I want to end this with? Decisions, decisions. I mean, I know I'm going to end it with this, but do I want any more beads on here is the question. I'll just go with this. I'm going to stop there. You can see I tapered the beads, larger down to smaller. We're just going to flush cut this. Just kind of did that over my trash can. And I think this wire is a little bit too long for the loop that I want to make. Just going to roll that back and then close it up. That's what we've got. And then let's, we have to work again with the split ring. So let's go into that split ring. If I can get it started here. Maybe I was going in on the wrong side. I've tried it with my tools and I've just tried it with my hand, and I think it's just as challenging either way to get into that split ring. Once you get in there, once you get it started, you're good. You just kind of roll it. All right, there is our first ornament from this necklace, using one of these that we took apart, part of it at the top, part of it at the bottom. That is a really nice long ornament. You can make it any length you want. You know, I said we were going to make them like 3.5 to 6 inches, and I know some of these are longer, but it just depends on how big your tree is. So let's set that one aside, but let's take another one here. Get this hanger string off of there and take this apart, the split ring off of there. Close this up. Just going to take the round nose pliers and straighten it up a little bit. You can't expect these things to be perfect. In fact, we really can't expect anything to be perfect. We just do the best we can. All right, I do have the split ring at the top, and I'm going to leave it for the hanger. I'm going to leave that on top unless I need it for something else. I'm going to go ahead with another piece of wire. How much did I use on that one? I did cut it. I think it was at 5 inches. Approximately. Just going to flush cut the top so that when I make the loop, it doesn't have any sharp end on it. This one will be similar, but different. Oh, we need to make our loop at the top. Just going to make a loop. Roll it back. Starts to look like an eye pin, and close it up. And then open it sideways and attach it to here. Close it up. I mean, this loop at the top here isn't even round. It's pretty squared off, so that's what I'm saying. They're not perfect. In fact, I'm going to try to make it a little more round. It's not, but it's going to work. Whoops. I lost my split ring when I did that. I think I'm going to straighten this again. I said the 18 gauge works great, but you still have to straighten it. And if you go 20 or 22, it's going to be a lot harder to work with. So I highly recommend the 18 gauge. All right, our first one, set that over here. And we could have put, you know, something like this at the bottom too, more of an icicle look. Largest bead at the top. What's it going to be this time? I don't know. I kind of like this one. It's part gold metallic in there. I don't know. Maybe I'll put that at the top. And then this one. They're the same size though. So maybe I'll put a bead in between. I just really like this bead. And then we'll start tapering down. Just throwing some rondelles and some round beads and a copper bead. Almost running out of room here, but this is what we have. I think it's fine. Let's make a loop. My wire's slipping in. Gotta get a hold of it. Roll it back. close it up. Got a nice loop, it's closed. Find the split in the ring, you know the routine. It's on here. Now this one does have a bare area on both sides, but I like it. There we go. We're going to make all 3 of these approximately the same length. So 2 down, 1 to go. If you're enjoying this video, I appreciate a like. Be sure to comment. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. And keep watching. There's more.
Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give him a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December is, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby.
I wanted to include this long acrylic bead, but I'm having trouble working that in. I could do the smaller one.
The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star,
Running out of room with my choices.
so all your secret dreams can come true.
Still running out of room. Oh gosh. Should I go with this one at the top or not? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'll start with this one.
There's something that happens when sleigh bells are
I want this little punch of color in here. I want a pearl in here.
ringing, when December is, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby.
I think I'm there. That's what I'm going to go with. I have just enough to make a small loop. Got it. Let's add this to the bottom. Let's take a look at the necklace before and then the ornaments after. I really love working in these acrylic components at the top and at the bottom. It almost looks like glass. It's not, but I could see these in all different colors. Can you? This was number 5 out of my upcycled jewelry into Christmas ornaments.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la. up and join the chorus. Fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure. Fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure. Fa la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes. Fa la 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 la. Hail the new year, lads and lasses. Fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together. Fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather. Fa la 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 la. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to
I hope you get into your bead stash and see what you have to upcycle and work in some other components, whatever works. Your ornaments are going to look completely different from my ornaments. And why is that? Because my videos are for ideas and inspiration. Thanks for watching. I'm Vicki, and I'll see you in the next video.